Eighth grade families, I'm Jeremiah Winsek, the school counseling director at Glenbard West High School. In a minute, I'll speak to you about having a healthy overall transition to Glenbard West, but first I wanted to make sure you've all received the Class of 2026 enrollment email that we sent you last week. Within that email is all the information you need to pick classes for next year and the documents required to register for high school. If you haven't seen this email yet, make sure you check for an email from me, Jeremiah Winsek, that was sent on Friday, January 7th, with the subject, Glenbard West 8th grade enrollment, important information. If you can't find it in your inbox, make sure you check your spam folder. If you're still having trouble, you can contact one of our great school counseling administrative assistants listed below this presentation. I've also included the letter below for your reference. I know the last couple of years have been weird for all of us, and we're all getting bombarded with electronic communications, so I thought a reminder may be helpful. Now, regarding the transition to high school, most of you have done your research and know a rigorous, high-quality education will be received by your students throughout their 4 years at Glenbard West. So while I will be discussing academics, it will be more with a focus on the social-emotional components in transitioning to high school. I know many of you are nervous about your 8th grader becoming a high schooler. No, really, I know. I have a freshman of my own at home, and I can empathize with you. If you're like me, you're probably asking yourself, how did this happen already? Being that this is a video, I won't be able to get a visual of hands raised when I ask how many of you are a first-time high school parent, but I'm going to guess it's a considerable amount, like it is every year. At West, we understand a healthy social and emotional transition to high school is the most important focus. Throughout this family night and over the next few months, leading into the next 4 years, please try to focus on the present here and now because it goes really fast. You'll blink and suddenly the child there next to you is a young adult, and we at Glenbard West have the privilege to prepare that young adult for their transition into adult independence in college. Now, whether this is your first child in high school or your fifth, we know each child has unique needs, even siblings from the same family, sometimes even more so than complete strangers. And even though we've successfully transitioned thousands of students into Hilltoppers over the years, just like your own children, we realize no two students are going to be exactly the same. Regarding the course recommendations you've hopefully received, I think it's important to reassure you that no student is stuck with a specific recommendation. As the word implies, it is just that, a recommendation. Our department chair's subject experts made these recs looking at a profile of your child in consultation with their current teachers. Ultimately, it is you and your child who know their individual strengths and needs better than anyone. But please keep in mind that while our department chairs and your teachers are looking at your ability to be successful in one subject at a time, it is up to the family, in consultation with your counselor, to look at the rigor of the schedule holistically. You won't be taking only one class. You'll be taking 4 core classes, potentially a world language, a music, and other graduation requirements. To use an analogy, we need to see the tree in the forest. This year, our freshmen received a record number, 157 level changes from the more rigorous honors down to regular college prep classes. With that number, the freshmen accounted for the largest number of level changes in the entire school. This is a strong example of students overextending themselves and losing sight of the balance in their lives. We need to work together to make sure the metaphorical tree has enough sunshine and water and flourishes with vibrant leaves, that your child, or young adult, is involved, successful, and happy. If it's a matter of concern that students are being challenged, just know that all 9th graders are challenged daily, no matter the classes they're taking. They're challenged in trying to learn how to use an iPad for reading books, taking notes, and turning in assignments, all while distractions associated with these devices are bombarding them. They're challenged in improving their executive functioning skills needed at the high school level. They're challenged figuring out their friend groups and meeting new people. They're challenged to get involved in school, and they're challenged trying to figure out how to navigate our Hogwarts castle-like hallways. In addition to the advice sent home from counselors, here are some suggestions. If you're recommended for all honors classes and are asking about whether or not to take honors in a certain subject, then don't. Take the regular college prep classes in areas you don't have as strong an interest. They're still college prep classes. Pursue the most challenging courses that you can handle in your favorite subjects that you're most passionate about. If you aren't recommended for an honors class, maybe try one in your strongest area. Most importantly, prioritize total balance. It's all about balance. Make sure your child is able to live a healthy and happy life, Take into consideration the challenges I mentioned earlier in addition to other commitments like clubs, sports, volunteering, and helping out at home. The most important skills for success in high school is self-advocacy. The confidence to independently reach out to teachers, counselors, support staff, or administrators if there is something they need to be successful as a student in high school. To help with this, parents, we ask that you please let your student make some of the decisions. Please help us empower them to become self-advocates. They may not be 100% correct, but it is okay to experience some adversity and develop some grit. We're here to support them along the way. While nobody is perfect, one thing is certain. We all care about your child, and we all will do anything we can to support, guide, and empower them for success in high school and beyond. Lastly, this family night is not intended to finalize any course selections. That will be done on the 15th or 19th. Tonight is meant for your student to take the opportunity to research all the different options available, making sure that when they do make final decisions, they are as well educated as possible by taking advantage of the presentations available from our previously mentioned educational experts. Submit some questions, learn what you can, be as informed as possible. We realize many of you have already been talking to each other and to others who have had children pass through West, and that's okay. Like our children, we all learn our own way. I just encourage you to accept this open invitation to research whatever it is you may have heard. Through the presentations, we're here for you. After tonight, the next step will be attending your appointment with your enrollment counselor on either this upcoming Saturday, January 15th, or Wednesday, the 19th, where you will review your finalize your child's choices for freshman year. If you haven't made an appointment, make sure you find the previously mentioned email with step-by-step instructions to do so. Also, there is no preference given to choosing classes on Saturday versus Wednesday. We always wait until all courses are selected by all students before determining which courses will run next year. Like everything else at West, our schedule of courses is always based on the students' needs. After course selection meetings end in a couple of weeks, make sure to continue to take advantage of other opportunities available to you by continuing to monitor our website and other social media platforms for the most current updates and information. Thank you all for watching, and the school counselors look forward to seeing you all soon.